What is up, crew? And welcome back to another video. I'm currently here in my office. Let me actually get the ISO on this fixed so I'm not as dark. I'm also trying to head over here to this room so that way I can actually kind of have this conversation. Because man, it is almost the new year, and anytime we get towards the new year, everybody starts talking about these things like the new year, new me, etc., etc. You know, I was just having this conversation with the guys inside our program about this concept of new year, new me. And for lack of a better word, I think it's complete and utter BS. I truly don't believe that we should have to have an entire new year for us to want to reinvent ourselves. Now, I firmly believe that we can at any point choose to make a conscious shift and a conscious change in our lives, but it really starts with us. And you know, it's interesting because towards the end of the year is when we really start reflecting on maybe the things that we didn't do, and maybe we also reflect on the things that we didn't accomplish. And although that may be valid in some cases to really polarize what we have and what we have not done, I think it's also important to put into perspective the things that we did accomplish and the things that we did do. Because when we do it in the first way, it's almost like we shift into this frame of mind of all or nothing thinking. And really, that's when you start to lose sight of the things that you do have, and you start to look at the things that you don't have. So that's my invitation to you, is I invite you during this turning of a year, of a calendar year, to really sit with yourself and really catalyze, like, what did I accomplish this year? What have I done for myself? Because it really brings us gratitude for these things. I remember years ago, towards the end of the year, I would look at all the things that I didn't do. You know, oh, I didn't accomplish getting in shape and looking this way. I didn't accomplish making this much money. I didn't accomplish this or that. And it used to feel very demoralizing as I would kind of turn the page or start a new chapter in my life. And in my experience, when we look at the things we don't have or the things we haven't done, it just creates a bigger mess. But when we look at the things that we have done, the things that we are proud of, and the things that we do love, and the things that did bring us joy, it brings us gratitude. And truthfully, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It really does turn what we do have into enough. And I just wanted to share that with all of you, because as I am really closing this year and I look back and I think of all the things that have happened this year. You know, I think of the legal battles that I am in, fighting for custody of my son, shared custody. And I think of all the things that were purported against me and all the shifts and ebbs and flows that have led me here in this moment. And it just makes me remember that I am right where I'm meant to be, right when I'm meant to be there, right on time. I'm not too far behind. I'm not ahead. I'm not lacking. I am right where I'm meant to be, right on time. And just hearing that feels good because it's the truth. Because think of it this way, all the things that you have done that have led you here, the good, the bad, the ugly, the highs and the lows, all of those things have led us here. And if this isn't where you want to be here in this moment, in this feeling, well, it's a firm indicator to do things differently. Or if you enjoy the place that you're currently at, then continue doing the things in that way. But realistically, the only way out of how you're feeling is through. It's through polarity, through being honest with yourself, through really allowing yourself to see your own gaps. And if you don't know how, seek support, reach out to someone. I can confidently say the amount of work that I have done on myself is the sole reason why I have been able to navigate so many of the hurdles of this year with sometimes grace, with sometimes more grit. But what matters is I came out better at the end of this year than I came in. I really committed myself to a lot of goals and a lot of things, and I've held myself accountable, and I've become a better man in the process. And I can confidently say that when I look at photos of me from a little kid, that little kid is proud of the man that I am today. And it did not come from constant effort and consistency and giving myself time to not only find the lessons, but really learn the lessons. For a long time, I would ask myself, how many times do I need to learn the same lesson before I finally learn the lesson? Realistically, we're meant to live our lives so well that at the end of our days, that death will tremble to take us. So sometimes realize that you need to do more of what feels good and less of what needs to be done. With that being said, I hope you all have an amazing New Year's. I appreciate you all for your support this year, and I'm excited to bring all of the newness that will come with 2023. But until then, I hope you all have an amazing New Year's, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Who took the bomb?